This is the beginning of my journey as an itinerant Kabbalist, Mukabel Nodad. It's the fool's journey, the Hased Shote, the holy fool. But I've changed the focus of my camera from myself, which is a Gavra, to the outside world, which is a Hefza, an object. And that's the way the cameras work. Instead of the selfie, I now project it out. What was the stand for my camera to look at me is now the stand for the object. Please understand this. So I've done about 500 videos of me, and me talking. And now I don't have to worry about hair and makeup anymore for my videos, because they're going to be of object world. And as you will see, there's a great essence in the object world, like the seed in a fruit. I'm going to start here in the highest echelons. As you can see, Keta on top, Chokhmah, Bina, and then we're going to put in Da'as here. There's a fourth level. I'm going to show you some things here. We're going to start off on the level of Din. Din is expressed as the letters not in the first letter of these words. In other words, the Keta, the Kaf, is the Kedusha, and then the making up of the Kedusha is the Din. That's the rest of the letters. When one spells letters out, like say the letter Kaf, if you spelt it out, it would be Kaf Pei. The Kaf remains the Kedusha level, and then the Pei would be the Din level. Just so happens, as I'm saying this, wondered why it came to me, and this is what happens when you deal in object world. The Gavra, the person dealing in that object world, gets things. So the Pei, what's the Din of the, and what makes up the letter Kaf is 80, or a final 800, and that's 80 is Yesod. The final 800 is Teferet, written Tov, quotation marks Tov. So in Keta, in the Kaf of Keta, the first letter of the entire 10 Sephirots, which is 20, by the way, which is 10 down and 10 up, and is the gematria of the letter Yud itself, in the full spelling of the Kaf is 80, and 800, which is 80 is Yesod, and 800 is Teferet, Tov Tov, and those are represented by the letter Pei and the final Pei. So there's a great depth here that you never have to get out of that, to tell you the truth. I only got into that yesterday with something else. But here we are. Let's deal with these, the letter, the word Keta. We see that the Keta, the Din, is 600. Tov, Resh. Just without anything else, without any spelling, it's 600. Tov, Resh. 400 for Tov, 200 for Resh. That's 600. That's actually the final mem, and that's kind of like the square that you have here below that connects the 4. And 600 is the gematria of Baruch Shem Kavod, which is what you say after the first line of the Shema, and you say it quietly because it's of the angels' world, and Baruch Shem Kavod evokes angels. Evokes angels. Baruch Shem Kavod. That's 600. And so we have this din of 600, but let me show you how that's expressed as in the keta. But what I'm going to show you here today is that keta, remember, it never appears with das. So keta can appear on its own. It can appear with Chokmah and Bina. But Da'as is going to appear with Chokmah and Bina. And as you know, Chabad is Chokmah, Bina, and Das. So let me show you the din of Chokmah, Bina, and Das. Chokmah, as you see, is 65. Kaf Mem Hey, that's 65. That's Adonai, spelt out. 65, and Bina has a complementary 65, so it's also Adonai. So it's 65 and 65, that's 130, that's in the dinim here. And Da'as has Ayin Tov, that's 470. Ayin is 70, Tov is 400. So it's 130 and 470, that's 600. So the dinam of the one, of the keta, can be expressed as the dinam of the 3. So the 1 goes into the 3, it manifests itself as 3, the number 3. The din of Chokmah, Bina, and Das is 600, and that's the same as the dinam of keta, 600. So the 1 of keta can be expressed as Chokmah, Bina, Das dinam is 3, another 600. The total of these 4 is 1200. 1200 just so happens to be the gematria fully spelt out of Gavriel. Gavriel spelt out is 1200. Spelt out in full. So we have an invocation of the angel of the left in the din. When you do the full thing here of the dinam of these 4 upper sephirots, 4 positions. So we have other things here too. If you want to do, let me just do one Kedusha for you here. The Kedusha, which is meanings the first letter of Kaf, Het, for Kaf is obviously for Keta, the Het is for Chokmah, and the Bet is for Bina. Those are the upper 3 sephirots of our normative tree of life. So Kaf is 100, Het is 418, so that's 518, and then Bet is 412, so we get 518 and 412, that's 930. what's 930 in normative Judaism? It's the years of Adam. It's how many years Adam lived. Adam lived 930 years, which is the full spelling out of Ket, of the Kaf, Het, and Bet, the Kedusha level of Keta, Chokhmah, and Bina. Comes out to be 930. And the 70 years that he actually gives to David for his life is found in the Ayin, second letter of the Da'as, but that's another story. That makes a full 1,000, and the letter Aleph itself. Because remember, originally Adam was supposed to live 1,000 years, but he lost that 1,000 years. And I'll just give you another thing here. Adam was separated for 130 years. So that 130 years that he was separated relates to the Kaf, the din of the Kaf, which was 800, remember? And the final Kaf, the final pay is 800. Plus the dinam here of Chokhmah and Bina is 130. So it's 800 plus the 130, that's 930. So the dinam, the 130 years that he separated from Hava, are found in Chokhmah and Bina as the dinam. So, now this is objects. You're not looking at me anymore, you're looking at this. Now, this is a whole opening to Talmudic thought. Look it up yourself. I'm not going to do it for you. It's all over the internet and Talmudic study if you haven't heard it before. Hefsa and Gavra, object and person. That's the way you study the Talmud. If you don't know it, look into it. These are very deep issues here that you're being exposed to. This is the highest levels. This is the levels of Keta, Chokhmah, Bina, and Das. Keta, Chokhmah, and Bina. The din letters there are 28 and 2 and 2. 30. 30 is the number of days of a Nazir's oath. 30 is Yud K Vav K plus 4 letters. So we are going to explore this. You can meditate on this object yourself and tell me what you find. And see how angels are going to open up. And the relations of these three, which are 4. The din of Keter as 600, which could be 2 shin on a tefillin. Of each shin is 300 each. Da'as could be the knot on the tefillin in the back, which makes a dalet. So we have a lot of stuff here. You never have to leave this. This is how the 1 develops into the 3, which later expands into the 7. There's the lower. But this is the higher unity. So let's leave it there as the object here today, the object world. And my first exploration into the world as an itinerant Kabbalist and into the object world. Object relations. Didn't they used to talk about that in the English School of Psychoanalysis? Object relations. We'll talk more.